In this video, I'm going to go over some of the key parts of the mindset that makes you more socially attractive as a man. Now, have you ever asked yourself, as I'm building my business, as I'm traveling, as I'm expanding my network, are there any simple mindset hacks that I can just apply, some 80-20 tweaks that I can put into action so that I get more results out of less effort? And in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly that. So we're going to tackle 3 things in this video. The first one, which is probably the simplest and easiest hack that you can implement into your life trying to become more attractive, is actually to go to the right places at the right times of the year. So I just spent the last couple months in Europe. I was all over Italy, from Italy to Saint-Tropez to Barcelona, Croatia. I was in all these different places. And there's one concept that my friend Adam introduced me to, who's been traveling a lot himself the last 10 years or so. And it's this idea of this thing called the circuit, which is basically the map around the world of where you should go and when. So one of the first problems you have to overcome in your mindset is thinking that you can go anywhere and build a social circle from scratch equally. That's definitely not the case. The truth is that if you go to certain places at certain times of the year, it's not going to be as effective as if you visit them other times in the year. So for example, if you go to Australia in August, it's a lot different than going to Australia in February. If you go to Australia in August, and believe me, I've been there in August, it kind of sucks. But if you go there in February, it's sunny, there's a ton of people there, all the people who are in the know are actually there. Nobody who knows what's going on, unless they're a local and they live there year round, is going to be in Australia in August. It's stupid. There's ebbs and flows to where the more attractive, socially attractive people actually spend their time. And all you simply have to do is know where to go and when. Something that I was aware of on a micro level, right? In terms of the places that you're going in your town. You probably know, watching this, that in your town or city, wherever you're living, certain restaurants are going to attract a certain type of crowd. Certain towns, certain cities have certain seasons. And at the same time, this applies, while it applies in your town, it also applies all over the world. One small mindset tweak that you can start to understand and start to apply is if you simply start going to locations at the right time, and once you're in those locations, breaking it down further, going to the right restaurants, going to the right clubs, on the right day of the week, you're simply going to be more attractive because you're in the know. A lot of attraction is simply location and social proof. And if you're in the right place at the right time, people will instantly assume that you're more attractive because you're in the know and you understand how the circuit actually works. So the next problem becomes, I understand that there's places I need to go and at certain times of the year, but what are those places? Okay, well, there's a couple things that you can follow. One is just the trend of the weather. For example, most places are more popular when it's summer, with the exception of ski resorts, Switzerland, Colorado. If you look at a place where I'm from, for example, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, I grew up there. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, I made a lot of videos there. If you go to Cape Cod in March or February, it stinks because it's winter, it's snowing, and you just wouldn't want to go there at that time. But if you go to Cape Cod in August or late September, it's a lot better to go at that time because there's less tourists, the water is still like a bathtub, and it's just generally a beautiful place to be at that time of the year. So I've mentioned weather as a way to identify where to go at what times of the year. Another thing to consider is events. A perfect example of this is, as I mentioned a few months ago, I did a massive Europe trip. At the beginning of the trip, I started in Cannes, okay? And the reason we went to Cannes is because they had this thing called the Cannes Film Fest. And this is where all of the top actresses, models, celebrities, influencers from all over the world go to Cannes and celebrate the Cannes Film Festival. To be completely honest, we didn't go to any actual films, but we were able to walk around the street, meet and network with some really cool people, ultimately have an insane time. We actually even got to go to Leonardo DiCaprio's after party for the Cannes Film Fest. Really pretty cool. Cannes itself, right? It's like a small town in the south of France, and most of the year it's actually pretty quiet, except for this 1 week during the Cannes Film Fest. So if you follow the events, the major events around the world, that's typically when A, they have the best weather, and B, the people from all around the world are going to that location. The people who are socially attractive are in Cannes at that time. So you basically become more socially attractive by just having the knowledge of where to go and when. You can waste a lot of time and a lot of money going to the wrong places at the wrong time. Another example that I can provide for you that makes this very clear is, let's say you want to take a visit to Palm Springs. Palm Springs, let's say you're thinking of going in February. Bad time to go because it's freezing. So pretty much Palm Springs is really kind of a desert most of the year except for 3 weeks in April. And the reason is because they have 3 events in April. They have Coachella weekend 1, Coachella weekend 2, and Stagecoach, and they're all in that same area in Palm Springs. So if you basically just follow where the major events are around the world, you're going to be able to very easily figure out, you're going to be in the know and you're going to be positioned around the right people. And remember, social proof is created through the people that you're surrounded by. So if you're surrounded by other successful people, other cool, attractive people, and you do that by putting yourself in the know, then it just becomes a lot easier to build your attractiveness over time. The last thing you can follow, and again, I have to credit my friend Adam for teaching me about this, is that there's certain DJs, there's certain musicians that follow this pattern of events around the world. And if you follow those DJs, they're typically also followed by the most successful people in the world, the models, the influencers, the millionaires, tech people. And again, simply following this circuit of performers. For example, one major DJ that I started to become a big fan of in the last several months is a guy named Solomon. If you watch a Solomon set, you're going to see it's typically, I mean, even if you watch a live set on YouTube, you might even see famous people in the background or on the sides of the, in the backstage, on the set, or in the audience. For some reason, there's just this set of DJs and a certain style of music that attracts socially attractive crowd. So knowing what concerts to go to based on the type of people that you want to be around is also very crucial. And so this video, again, it's not about changing you at all. This video is about making a decision, a simple decision that makes you more attractive. And that's it. What's up, guys? I just finished editing the video. I wanted to bring you just one more point. First of all, before I get into it though, are you enjoying this style of video? I know it's kind of different than what I've been posting recently, and I'm thinking about doing a lot more videos like this. If you are, drop a comment below if you're enjoying it. Without further ado, let's get into the next point. The next point, and the last point that I want to bring out, a lot different than the previous points, is a mindset based on, so when I was 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, I was very focused on making money so that I could live this cool lifestyle and date girls and meet certain types of people and have certain level of experiences. But as soon as I switched my mindset from making a certain level of income to having a larger impact on the world and having a greater impact on people, then I instantly became more socially attractive, because I went from trying to get money for myself to trying to create something that's changing the world. And when you do that, think about the most successful and the most attractive people out there. What really makes up a 1% man is a guy who's doing something that's changing the world. So shift your mindset from how much money am I making to how many people am I helping, and make your vision 10x bigger, 100x bigger than it is right now, and that'll instantly make you more attractive. All right, the very last thing I want you to do is, if you're in online business, you're making 10, 20K a month, and you want to start building your social circle and building a more exciting lifestyle, click the link in the description and sign up for a one-on-one call with my team. Otherwise, drop a thumbs up, let me know what you want to see more of in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Send this video, I'm gonna play it.
We're still trying to be in the webinar right now, but
Did you guys hear that audio? Type in the chat.
Oh no, I don't think I can